morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Ifako and Jaim. Welcome to Newspaper Review on Ifako Radio, here to the world at 10:30. And I remain Nado Esther with me here.
I'm Olanere Lucia. Good morning and have a happy weekend, everyone.
Okay, so we'll be starting with the Punch paper. I have to start with good news first. I have here 148 customers win 23 million naira in Stanbic IBTC saving promo. 148 customers win 23 million naira in Stanbic IBTC saving promo. Stanbic IBTC Bank has rewarded 148 customers with 23 million naira in the recent May-June draws of its reward for savings for season 4 promo. In Thursday's statement, it was indicated that the combined May and June monthly draws were held at Stanbic IBTC head office in Lagos. At the draws, 140 customers each received 100,000 naira, totaling 14 million naira in cash prize. 8 additional winners emerged from the first quarterly draw, which took place on the same day. 7 winners, one from each business zone, each claimed 1 million naira, while one grand quarterly winner took home 2 million naira, totaling 9 million. Under the supervision of regulatory authorities, including the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, and the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authorities, the draws were conducted transparently, rewarding savers who maintained the minimum balance of 10,000 in their Stanbic IBTC saving account or e-wallet for 30 consecutive days. This is actually a good one from Stanbic. Like, it's a good one, giving their customers 1 million naira each, 100,000 naira.
Is it 1 million?
Some people have 1 million naira, some people have 100,000 different sets.
Anyway, yeah, depending on category they
Yeah.
belong to. Thank you, Stanbic. At least they've gotten a token of their investment back, because the way the banks is deducting and charging us it's crazy.
It's serious.
So it is also a way to give a token back. We are chopping from you. You can also go with this little. Those that got that at that moment will smile, because one, getting that no matter how little or how much at a go is a plus. So that will be adding to their own cost. So thank you, Stanbic, and I hope other banks will also emulate this to rewards. I guess you're using it. All right, I'll be moving forward with the Tribune newspaper. And the headline here says that 155 associations seek INEC's recognition as parties. 155 associations seek INEC's recognition as parties. And the rider here says INEC to commence continuous voter registration to begin on August 18. The Independent National Electoral Commission has disclosed that it will commence the continuous voters registration on August 18, 2025. As the total number of associations that are seeking registration as political parties has risen to 155. This followed the filing of applications by 8 more associations seeking to be listed with the existing 18 political parties in the country. According to a statement released in Abuja on Thursday by Sam Olumeko, National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Strategy, Voter Education Committee, the Commission will kickstart the process with the online pre-registration, while the in-person registration option will follow a week later on 25th August 2025. The core of this story is the fact that registration will commence again, and that will enable those that are eligible without a voter's card now to get this. So it is now left to each and every one of us to conscientize people within our community, those that have attained age 18, to get their PVC. Enough of chanting and ranting on social media. Those that belong to that age and that class. So you just have to get your own PVC so that you can make a statement. Either vote for continuation or vote for discontinuation or vote whatever you deem fit, instead of we just lamenting. And another point is that aside from the existing 18 political parties, yes, we have 18, but how many do we really know that is effective, that is out there?
Aside the 18, 155 wants to come and play.
That is crazy. That is crazy. But I think those ones that that INEC is seriously focusing on here, according to this story, is I think 8 or thereabout. 8. They said that 8 associations already filed an application to be enlisted as a political party. And the more the merrier, they say, as long as they meet up with the requirements. Yes, let's have them and let's see if some of the 18 will be eased out or not. Because I don't belong or subscribe to the school of thought that says that we should have numerous. Yes, it is good. But when some are just there passively, they should ease them out and give room for those that are really willing. But those that are qualified to get their PVC. August 18, and this is August, in the next few days, you should be ready. Start online first, and one-on-one registration will be effective from 25th of August.
Okay, thank you. Then on the, I have an entertainment here. You said Niger State government set to ban sign-out celebrations in school. Niger State government set to ban sign-out celebrations in school. The Niger State House of Assembly has passed a motion calling on Governor Mohammed Umar Abago to enact an executive order prohibiting the observance of Markers Day through sign-out ceremonies in all public and private schools and tertiary institutions across the state. The decision by the House followed a motion presented by Honorable Mohammed Sani Idris, representative of the Tapak of Tueshe constituency, who raised concerns about the adverse effect of such celebration. He noted that this event means to mark the end of school for final year students, having increasingly been associated with unruly conduct, rising cases of misconduct, and immoral activities, developments that threaten the core values of the state's education system, which seeks to foster the intellectual and moral growth of students. I'm wondering why they want to ban sign out. Sign out is what students individually
Celebrate
institutions
yes.
just celebrate their
Esther, if you ask me,
so why don't want to ban
it is good for secondary schools, as in to be banned at
for secondary schools.
Yes, but for higher institutions, they can be excused. One, they are adults, and they should be able to manage their affairs, their lives, and whatever they are going to do. But the secondary school students already abused it. I don't know what they're celebrating in the first
That's
place.
what I don't know.
The best they are expected to do is a valedictory service, and that should be all. But signing, some things went around the social media recently, and from the north, and we saw students signing on feminine chests, bare naked bodies, and that is crazy. So who can tell what they'll be doing behind if we could see that on social media? So that means they've abused it. They are not even qualified to celebrate anything in the first place. You that just start for your WASC and you've not seen your result. So what are we talking about? Is that the end of education? But you can get to, when you get to higher institution, you can get your first degree and say, yes, I am done with education. So that is understandable. So I want to commend the Niger State Assembly for initiating it. But I will advise that with a modification, they should excuse higher institution from that. They may have their reason to celebrate, so they should not be denied. Yes, I'll be proceeding with the Tribune newspaper, and the headline here says ADC demands removal of early Tinubu's campaign materials nationwide. ADC demands removal of early Tinubu's campaign materials nationwide. The African Democratic Party has called on the Progressive Congress to remove all campaign materials and billboards endorsing President Bola Tinubu for a second term, describing them as illegal and insensitive. This comes after INEC reminded political parties and aspirants that it is unlawful to engage in public campaigning before the official campaign window as outlined in the Electoral Act. In a statement issued on Wednesday, Bolaji Abdullahi, interim publicity secretary of the ADC, accused the APC of ignoring Nigerians' worsening economic and security situation while focusing on early re-election campaigns for the president. You know why I laughed? This Bolaji Abdullahi was one-time Minister of Sports under the APC, and is one of those that defected to ADC now. It is now appearing that if you are not in office, you tend to criticize the government in place. Even as a member of that party, if you believe, okay, we are not the one that is trending now, the best we can do is to go to another party, and not just go to another party. Let's go and condemn the house we built from the outset. There's nothing stopping anybody from having his or her own opinion. But talking about a removal of campaign materials, yes, if that is constitutional, the APC should get it up. Yeah. It is too early. This is just a bit after mid-term of the present administration. Not until INEC gave a go-ahead that you can start campaigning. But nevertheless, there's no way we're going to do it. They say artists has been from the outset, in the beginning. So shall it be now, ever shall it be. It's like that is the act of all political parties. When they are in government and they know they are trending, they have the power, they want to put some publicities in place so that people will know that yes, it is our time. That is how to flex. But if it is not constitutional, according to the Electoral Act being referred to here, INEC should be the one to instruct APC to stop that act. Not even ADC. If ADC have any complaint, they should petition INEC. Then INEC should take a stand and ensure that the rule of law is respected.
If like you said, it's constitutional, then the APC just take off all campaign material.
It is easier said. They won't just get rid of it. Not until INEC could take a stand and say, no, I am the umpire here. You should not do this. And they will back. I want to believe they will respect the position of the law.
Okay, I have still on the Punch paper. Correctional Services sacks 15 officers, demotes 59 in major sweep. Wow. In a sweeping disciplinary action aimed at reinforcing professionalism and accountability, the Civil Defense, Correctional, Fire and Immigration Service Board has approved sanction against dozens of officers of the Nigerian Correctional Service. The move follows the conclusion of a review into 231 disciplinary cases brought before the board. A total of 15 personnel were dismissed for serious misconduct and violation of service regulations, while 59 officers were demoted after being found guilty of breaching professional standards. Additional 42 personnel received official warning letter as corrective measures. The board also approved the compulsory retirement of 8 officers, exonerated 16 personnel, and placed 7 others on suspension, pending the outcome of the ongoing investigations. In a particular severe case, one officer was not only suspended but also recommended for prosecution by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. One other officer had his ranks reversed and was directed to refund all salaries and benefits earned. Wow. While holding the position improperly. The public relations officer for the NCOs, Umar Abubakar, disclosed that these details in his statement on Thursday, noting that the sanctions were based on recommendation from the board disciplinary and General Purpose Committee after extensive investigation. Umar noted that the board, under the leadership of the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubumi Tunde Ojo, reiterated its commitment to maintaining high ethical and professional standards across all cadres. This is like, let me just say, because this is actually a good one. Like, it serves as a lesson.
Yeah, we should have.
I can see now how they were doing recruitment, and the portal was always has been active for like since the last 2 weeks or so, trying to recruit most people. Because how would they imagine that, like, dismissing how many officers, demoting some again, 231 people. Like, that is the, of course, there was corruption everywhere, and they found those people that were initiating the bad misconduct behaviors, and they had to demote some, dismiss some. There's even one that they said had to be referred to EFCC for investigation. And this is what's happening in the country.
That person's score, I think, has been fooled and also run it over. Because for the organization to take such a stand, it is a very positive one. If we look at them, when they are shielding themselves, we complain. And now that they are also exposing misconduct and corruption within the system, we should also applaud them. If you recall, some days back here, we said this while they were doing promotion for some of their members. So there's time for everything under the sun. Time for some to be promoted, and time for some to be sanctioned, penalized, and even demoted. There must be sanity in the system. When the foundation is faulty, there's nothing the righteous will do. So it is always good to look inward to sanitize the system. Because if you want to uphold the law, you should also go all out with equity, fair play. You want to uphold the law, you must also ensure that charity begins from home. And that is what we're talking about. So I want to applaud them. I give it to them. And this will further send a very big message to potential civil servants with misconductable habits as well, that they should stay away from
So let
such.
me say, because now the punishment people are facing actually. Imagine forcing 8 people to retire. Then there was one that they said
Retirement is even better.
there was one that they said he has to pay back all the salaries he has gotten and the benefits.
They
Or
must
just
have-
rank, because the rank like not supposed to be promoted. It seems it was one of the people that were promoted in this last update that came up. So now they told him to pay all the salaries and the benefits he got to return them back.
They should do.
It's
That
not-
is the position of the board. So I will also be proceeding with still on the Nigerian Tribune. 2025 WAEC detects technical bugs in candidates' results, orders fresh check. The West African Examination Council WAEC has directed all candidates who sat for this year's school-based senior school certificate examination to check their results afresh on its portal from next 24 hours. The organization gave this notice on Thursday, that was yesterday, in a statement issued and made available by its spokesperson, Mrs. Moyosola Adeshina. Tribune Online reports that WAEC Nigeria on Monday announced the results with only 38.32% of the total 1,969,313 candidates who sat, 1,969,313 candidates who sat the examination obtained credits and above in at least 5 mandatory subjects, including English language and mathematics, a sharp decline of 33.8% from the last year performance in the same exam, which was at 72.12%. This outcome has been generating controversy across the country, with many blaming several factors, including systemic failure by WAEC for the poor performance. Yes, they are now reassessing, because I think when I heard the news last week that there is a very conspicuous drop from the performance of students from the previous exam, with about 33.8%. I said this is a very negative signal. It's a serious minus factor. Something must have gone wrong somewhere, because with what the government is doing about education, we're supposed to be developing, to be advancing, but the decline was just a wrong signal. And from what they have said now, they've come out openly to let us know that they detected a bug. So it was a technical glitch, and they should reassess. So all the students, I want to congratulate them in advance. Go and check your result again. Maybe your P is now B or A.
It's actually a good one. Let me even say, it affected my younger brother because he starts for WAEC. When the master was like, how will you have A1 in further maths and having E8 in mathematics?
Wow.
Well, it's not balanced.
That's one terrible test.
Having A in physics and having E in mathematics, how is it possible? So when we saw the news of the WAEC, they were like, thank God, I will go and check your result again.
Do you know that I've also had that experience? I've had it before. And eventually when I went back to, I did not even go back. When they sent the result, I got A in it. It is well.
So is that why I'm just trying to sit up? Now that they're having those pages with paper, you know when they start doing CBT, they would be able to overall.
We only need to get better with technology in Nigeria. We need to improve on it. If the government need to look outwards, engage the services of organizations that are best at it, they better. That investment is will be a worthy one. So anything that is worthwhile, they should invest on it.
Okay, still on the punch paper, I have here motor boy hospitalized as tanker skids off Oyo Road. Motor boy hospitalized as tanker skids off Oyo Road. A motor boy attached to a trailer tanker carrying 50,000 liters of automotive gas oil has been hospitalized following an injury sustained when the tanker skids off the road in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, on Wednesday evening. Eyewitnesses told Punch Metro on Thursday that the incident occurred at the Jean Jones filling station in War Road in Ibadan around 8 p.m. As a result of it, the state chairman of fire service, Maruf Akinwale, said the fire incident was reported at exactly 20:07 hours on Wednesday through a phone call from one Adisa Kazim. Well, this is one thing with people carrying gas oil, tankers. They just have to be very careful. Listen, I had a brake failure. I wonder maybe the brake would have been faulty before even moving. I had a brake failure by 8 p.m. When people were still on the road, and according to one of the witnesses, he said it should have been more disastrous if not for the fire service that came.
Thank God for God. At least they aborted the.
Tried to abort it, and they said the driver was trying to make a bend, maybe trying to avoid an accident. That's why this thing happened. And thanks to the fire service for trying to work on time. Because sometimes you call fire service before they come, everything has been.
As a matter of fact, I think these days they are getting better. They are getting better. Even in Lagos, before you call them, you discover that in a few minutes they've arrived. So we give it to them. But I hope the people of Iwo will not come for you when you call Iwo Road.
Okay, Iwo.
So that being said, all these motorboys also need to be careful. Life does not have a duplicate. I see no reason why anybody will hang himself to a trailer truck, or even you see some of them, they were hanged by the door side. I don't know the exact situation of this particular one, but we all need to be very careful since we cannot make a photocopy of the life that we use. And at the same time, those operators should also ensure that the truck is at its best. We've had more than enough recorded disaster, even this year alone. A lot happened on the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. So they need to do proper check before they set to move. May God save us from all disaster. And I hope the motorboy also will recover soonest by the special grace of God. Permit me to move to the Nation newspaper, and the headline here from the Nation says the federal government disburses 493 billion naira to 5 million households. I hope we're getting from this largest. 493 billion naira to 5 million households. No fewer than 5 million households have received the 493 billion disbursed by the have received. Okay. No fewer than 5 million households have received 493 billion naira disbursed by the federal government as part of its social protection measures. Minister of State for Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Yusuf Tanko Sununu, stated this yesterday. He, however, did not indicate the period during which the cash was made available. He said the ministry has a budget of over 500 billion naira captured under the service-wide vote for the National and Social Investment Program. The fund is expected to be deployed for the implementation of the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, conditional cash transfer, and powertrain and farmer money, the minister said. So Esther, you got part of this money now. You have refused to share. Because
they give the money to. Why did nobody come out to comment on it?
They said they're giving it to you guys. 5 million. Let me take it again. Federal government disburses 493 billion naira, okay, to 5 million households. I don't know the number of households we have in Nigeria, but at least if I'm not getting, you should be testifying that you've gotten. And if you've gotten, maybe I will share from yours. Yes, it is a good one if the government is doing this to lend support to Nigerians, because this time is hard, as a matter of fact, economically and otherwise. But from what we've had here in this story, it is basically for National Homegrown School Feeding Program. That is one. That may not come directly to us, but let's see evidences from schools. Conditional cash transfer. Yes, that one that we go to a different. I recall, was it this administration, before a particular humanitarian minister was suspended, some people received, but very few. Very few. I know some that received, but very very few. If we are giving to 5 million households, it can be better so that people can come out publicly and say, yes, we are testifiers, we benefited. And end power training and farmer money. Farmer money, there was a time under former president, late president Muhammadu Buhari, they did trader money, but here they call it farmer money. Whosoever that is in charge, they should be diligent and do justice to it, so that when the government is doing something, at least Nigerians can testify that the government is doing something and this is what they've done. And you say when you see something, you say something. But if you don't see anything, you won't be able to say anything. So that is that.
Okay. On the punch I have here, thousands flood Osogbo for Osun Festival Grand Finale. Thousands flood Osogbo for Osun's Festival Grand Finale. The sacred city of Osogbo is at full flow to today as thousands of worshippers, tourists, and cultural enthusiasts gather for the grand finale of the Osun Osogbo Festival on August 8, 2025 today. Punch Online reports that it's one of the Nigerian most iconic traditional celebrations, marking centuries of Yoruba spirituality and heritage. Security presence was visible tight and the grove with officers of the Nigerian Police Force, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the Joint Security Task Force strategically positioned at key locations. Armed soldiers stationed in the park van at the grove entrance kept a close watch on participants at the festive ground. The event, which began on July 28, reaches its spiritual and cultural climax today, August 8, with a sacred procession to the Osun Sacred Grove, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. At the heart of the day's ritual is the symbolic journey of the Aruba.
So
the virgin girl who carries offering to the Osun River. An age-old rite believed to renew the covenant between the people and the goddess Osun. Local officials have reported an influence of visitors from across Nigeria diaspora.
Yes. The Aruba is the one that bear that calabash. And yes, they put all sorts of things in it as a sacrifice to the river. And Osun Osogbo is one of the most celebrated festivals in Nigeria. And just like you said, from what you read, UNESCO is seriously a player in this festival. And as a matter of fact, some people believe in it more than any other tradition. A lot of people will go there to, for those that are seeking for the fruit of the womb, they will be there, the future this time, to go and present their own petition. And hopefully, it has to do with your faith. It has to do with your belief. Hopefully, they have testifiers too that, yes, I was here last year and so has happened this year. So you see people coming from the diaspora to come and celebrate this, most especially those from Osun State. And they have invested so much in it. So it is Osun Osogbo to the world. Now you know that it is still very much in place.
That means it will be done by the king, right?
The government is also involved for UNESCO to be involved. So it's like a world heritage stuff. They institutionalize it. So maybe I think you should go there next year to go and see what is obtainable, at least for information's sake. Yes, still on the nation. The headline here, an alarming one by Kwam1, or about Kwam1. Kwam1 banned from air travels. Kwam1 banned from air travels. And the writer says NCAA asks AGF IG to prosecute musician. NCAA asks AGF IG to prosecute musician. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has written to the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemisan, and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, demanding the investigation and possible prosecution of Fuji Maestro Ngbasio Ayinde Marshal Kwam1 for alleged breach of standard air safety protocol. NCAA also issued an advisory to members of Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, to immediately place the musician who is popularly known as Kwam1 and K1 the Ultimate on a no-fly pending the outcome of official investigation. The person put on no-fly ban cannot travel by air during the period. The no-flight ban was directed by Aviation and Aerospace Development Minister Festus Keyamo, who likened the musicians' attempt to prevent the take-off of an aircraft to a hostage situation. What's your take on this?
Like I said earlier, I said, why would he? He was the one that actually started in this kind of behavior. If he had obeyed the rules, he wouldn't.
Rule is rule.
Yes.
You are not in charge; they are in charge.
He wouldn't have to go and start standing on the railway, on the runway, preventing the craft from flying. It does not make any sense. And if he had actually been, maybe the pilot was not able to maybe hold it, and it maybe hit him, it would be another story. You were like, we're going to board a plane and you are now misbehaving.
You are expected to adhere strictly to
the instructions.
This rule.
According to the news, when I saw that the NAF, as they got there, they had to go and watch CCTV, seeing that he was even the one at fault, and not the hostesses and the people there. He was the one that caused them. That's why they said, okay, they will place a 6 months ban on him. So now I'm wondering how he's going to fly out. Going anywhere.
He's not restricted. He's not in detention now. You know they use roads. And the rail is also there. They can use the rail, they can use the road. But for Kwamwan, it is just an error. All eyes are on him, and he's a public figure, a great personality, so to say. One of the biggest household names as far as music is concerned, music and entertainment in the country. And to an extent, he is also involved in the politicking of the nation. So we are expecting discipline from the so-called celebrities, high-profile personalities, that to an extent he has disappointed some people. And I want to liken that to the idea of all animals are equal, but some are more equal than the other. You cannot be above the law. Law is law, no matter who you know. No matter the kind of influence you can wield, even if you go away with this, people will not forget. You understand? Even if some people come to intervene in this situation and they erase the no fly ban placed on you, people will not forget this easily. And I want to give it to the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, for taking a bold stand here, not minding who's also that is a good one, and that should also serve as a deterrent to others that may probably want to tell the same part that no man is above the law. But the good thing is that you can always use the road. You can use the rail. I think this is within.
Okay,
this is within, since he has not committed the offense outside this country. But nevertheless, even if it is outside, you should stay at home now, or home sweet home.
Okay, lastly on Punch,
okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I have your lastly. ADC caught in crossfire as Atiku Obi rivalry escalates. ADC caught in crossfire as Atiku Obi rivalry escalates. The 2027 general election drawing closer, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's presidential ambition is reportedly shaping the internal structure of the African Democratic Congress, while Peter Obi, the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, is said to be struggling for influence. Insiders within the HDC, who spoke on conditions of anonymity due to the sensitivity of the matter, alleged that Atiku's finance effort to take control of the party as a platform to challenge President Bola Tinubu in 2027. A party source disclosed that most of the ADC state chapter, zonal bodies, and even its national leadership were now largely aligned with Atiku. However, ADC Interim National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi refuted claims that Atiku had taken over the coalition. He insisted that the group remained united in its objective to dislodge Tinubu and all progressive Congress in the next election. In contrast, APC Director of Publicity Bala Ibrahim dismissed the coalition, claiming it lacks the strength to defeat the ruling party. Key features within the ADC coalition, including 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Obi and former APC presidential aspirant Rotimi Amechi, have openly expressed interest in contesting the 2027 presidential election against President Tinubu. The story is quite long. This is actually a serious one. ADC having coalition now, having fights with Atiku and Obi. All want to go for presidential election. And now he said that Rotimi Amechi again wants to also contest. Still in this ADC.
Yes,
That's
it's
why they're having
good.
crossfire.
I said it earlier that the more the merrier. There's nothing stopping anybody from exercising the franchise. They can vote and be voted for. But what matters is do you have the clout? Can you win? Let them go for primary. If you match.
One party, three people.
Yes, no. They can have us. I recall then in APC, we had so many of them. Amechi was there. Amosu was there. Akpabio was there. Former Senate President Ahmed Lawan was there. Tinubu was there. Oshibajo was there. A lot of them. And in the long run, Asiwaju emerged. So, whosoever has a club, let such a person proceed and let's see what we get. But they should understand the internal democracy. They should give everybody a level playing ground. They should allow everybody to participate freely and ensure that they know what they are doing. All the steps and actions should be in tandem with the manifesto if they have any. So that is just it, and I wish them the best of luck. Let the best man emerge. They still have enough time to prove themselves. So I think I don't have any other story from here.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today on our newspaper review. I hope you had the updates. I will be bringing you more every day by 10:30 on Ifako Radio. I remain Nato Esther.
Yes, please, before we go, I want to say a special happy birthday to one of the best hands as far as community journalism is concerned, an editor by excellence. I'm talking about Mr. Tunde Bello, the publisher of Ifako Post. He was one of as a matter of fact, we call him the pioneer community journalist as far as the Ifako is concerned, and he's still very much in the system, doing wonderfully well. So from here, Mr. Tunde Bello, we wish you more resourceful years. We pray for sound health, God's blessings and greater heights. We are looking up to God to position you at the peak that you so much desire. Happy birthday from here. And I'll be signing out by saying we should have a wonderful weekend and hope to see you same time, same station, if I'm already next week by the special grace of God. I am Olani Reti.
Thank you very much for joining us.